We have covered a lot of information and content over the last, 9 months, 2014 training. We've done over 60 trainings. All of those are posted on 12-Step Roadmap. If this is your first time attending, welcome. We're happy to have you here. And you guys can go access prior trainings at 12steproadmap.com just go to 12-Step Roadmap and click on webinars. If you haven't signed up yet, you can sign up for notifications in the top right corner once you get there. I'm Jennifer Bagley, CEO of CI Web Group, and we're going to be talking about leveraging technology to convert time to cash, but most importantly, we're going to start preparing. So I want to throw this out there. Some of you have heard me speak at prior engagements, and I often say in 1,000 days, our 16, our 15, our 16 and 17-year-olds are going to be either our employee, our employer, our client, or our competitor. And are you ready? Right now, we're in a time where technology has changed the way we communicate, the way we research, the way we evaluate, the way we build trust. There are so many different elements that technology has played a role in our business. As an entrepreneur, it's critical right now that you're evaluating your business. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to think about these. Right now, if you were to write down a list, and if you have a pen and paper, you're more than welcome to do this. Otherwise, I'll post a blog post later so you guys have access to this. It'll be with the training video once our video team is done editing it. Really, this is how to have more. So I'm asking you how to have more. You have to become more. So if you were to rate yourself between a 1 and 10 for each of these questions, if you're not quite sure what a certain question is referring to, simply answer it as you understand it. But let's go through just a series of questions, and I want to incorporate. You notice that the title today is how to achieve accelerated results in love, life, and business. In my world, it's all combined. We have a 15-year-old, 16. About to get a driver's license. It was a 16-year-old, and we had a huge conversation about college and entrepreneurship and so forth, and I wanted to make sure that he really had enough information to be able to at least ponder and question and do research and so forth. When you think about where you want to be, where do you want your business to be, what do you want your life to look like, what's important to you, these are questions that are going to help you outline what your priorities should be in your business. Now, I'm sure over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be getting into technical evaluations to be looking at your results, looking at your stats, looking at your investments, and figuring out how do you want to improve your results, what new things do you want to invest in, and so forth. We'll be looking at more technical things, but today's really just more strategic about life. So again, in order to have more, you have to become more, most importantly. So first question is, how is your life working out? How is my life working out? Grade yourself on a 1 to 10 scale. How's my daily attitude or my happiness factor? When you go to work in the morning, are you loving what you do? How do you wake up? How do you go to bed? How does your daily attitude, or what is your happiness factor? Next, how are my relationships with family, friends, coworkers, coaches, mentors, and vendors? Have you taken an assessment this year and looked at who are the strategic players in your life? Who are you surrounding yourself with? And how well would you rate those relationships? Number 4, how is my health? Think holistically. Weight, lab results, overall wellness. How often do you get sick? What is your self-talk? What are your stress levels, etc.? Rate yourself on a 1 to 10. Next, number 5, how effectively am I feeding my mind? To help you think about this one, think about in terms of how many books have you read or studied in the last 6 months? What do you wish to become? Happier, healthier, more wealthy? You want your business to grow? Do you want more leads flowing into your business? Again, how effectively are you feeding your mind? I will say right now, for those of you that I see on this call, I see a lot of people that come every single week and that are constantly feeding their mind with new information. Out of the thousands of customers that we have, it's interesting but predictable that 5 to 10% of those individuals commit to feeding their mind with new information, learning, and continuing to improve their overall knowledge of how to market their business, how to leverage technology, and so forth. Next, 6, how would you rate your lifestyle? Again, think holistically. I want you to think about how satisfied you are with things like traveling, having fun, exploring, going to fun events, and so forth. Next, how is your income? This is number 7. Where is it in comparison? Do you want it to be at this moment? How valuable are you? Jim Rohn said that the more valuable you are, the more money that comes into your life. 8, how is my giving? Smiles, efforts, energy, love, volunteering. What are you doing for the community, and so forth. Number 9, how is my goal setting? How satisfied am I with how my goals have manifested in my life and my business? So you guys, right now, those are the 9 questions. I think it's good to evaluate those things. Again, as we're going into a new year, I'm sure there are people on here that are addicted to setting New Year's resolutions and so forth. And these areas should be something that you consider in your business as well. I know with my staff and our team, we have over 30 full-time employees right now. And it is a constant evaluation of lifestyle. Is this the lifestyle they want to have with their business? Next, let's talk about thinking. A lot of people that I talk to, they want to change their results. They want to change their results, yet they have a sedentary way of thinking. They've had or been doing the same things over and over and over and over and over again. Again, out of thousands of customers that we have, I have a handful, and I want to say it's 3 to 10% that are proactively reaching out and wanting to evaluate their performance and wanting to evaluate what are the next steps that I can do, evaluate the next things I can invest in. If you have something that works or you have something you love, do more of it, right? If I have something, so in my business, for example, I have a handful of things that are the biggest cash cows that I have, right? And I figure out very, very quickly what works and produces the results that I want with people, with my team, with my thinking, with my activity, with how I spend my time, with where I spend my money, with what I invest in. I very quickly remove everything that isn't progressing me towards my goals. And I very quickly create a strategy and an execution plan based on the clarity that I have on what delivers results, and I continue to invest in those things continuously. So I'll share my secret sauce. Mine is quite simple when it comes to business. I focus on a handful of things. The number one thing that's most important to me is existing customers. Number one thing most important to me is existing customers. We are constantly looking at ways to be able to achieve customer goals, to outperform expectations when it comes to our customers' investments and so forth. We are constantly thinking of ways to be able to stay more involved, actively engaged, give back to our customers more than they expect. That's why I'm here today. That's why I spend at least, not including preparation time, if I include preparation time, 2 hours to 4 hours every single week that's just dedicated to creating these webinars so that this information, the content is available to you. We often have blog posts that are attached to it. We often have homework or activities that are attached to it as well. And we often spend time with customers afterwards who attend and they had a light bulb moment and their thinking has changed. They want to change the results. And so that creative moment, they contact us and we start strategizing and planning. So number one is existing customers in my world. As far as I'm concerned, the number one source of new business should always be from existing and past customers because they know you. I think we have got a couple HVAC people on the line. I'll tell you, we have hundreds of HVAC clients, and it just so happened we came back from Seattle. We spend Seattle on a houseboat, or we spend summers on a houseboat in Seattle. Came back, and our air conditioning units, both of them were totally blown out, totally gone. It's hot as heck in Texas, and we had to wind up contacting a company that we had no relationship with. The difference is, in that industry, I've had zero contact with them since then. And the other day, somebody asked, I was on the phone with a new client, and they asked who installed our air conditioning systems, and I couldn't tell you the name of the company. So a great way to be able to stay in touch with clients, and this is something that we do, is to connect with them where they are. So social media, many of you are on social media plans. However, you try and outsource, or people try and outsource everything related to social media, when the reality is that social media is supposed to be social. So for example, when we have a new client, my team reaches out to them on social media networks, connects with them socially. They're able to engage and stay engaged and stay top of mind with them from a social media standpoint. So when it comes to who they're going to do business with or who they're going to refer to, we tend to be top of mind. I just had a customer that submitted a video testimonial, and it was incredible. It was Astro Sheet Metal, and this is a large metal fabrication company. They've been a client of ours probably for about 6 months now. However, I first met them over 4 years ago, and I was speaking at, I think it was Dow's Business Journal, and we stayed in contact with them the entire time. And 4 years later, they contacted us back and said, hey, you guys, we need our website done. We need an entirely new e-commerce system. We need this, this, and this. And how much is it going to cost us? There was no question. There was no bidding. There was no RFP. There was no, there's you and 3 other companies. It was that simple because we stayed top of mind and continued to invest. So I would say the second thing that's been our secret sauce has been prospects. Just because somebody isn't ready now, it doesn't mean they'll never be ready. So how well are you managing your database? How well are you managing leads and prospects? Are you staying in contact with them? Ways to stay in contact with them. Obviously, social media is one of the best. Creating new content, new and valuable content is next. Webinars is another opportunity. Email newsletters, as long as it's professionally designed and it looks good. We have to make sure that the things and the activities we do are professional. They're a turn on, not a turn off. So making sure that we're not just, excuse my French, but half-assing it. Making sure that it's done professionally is going to be critical. So those are the first two: existing clients, prior prospects. Next is going to be video. Video is one of our highest referral sources. Obviously, we invest in a tremendous amount of video, having a video department, and we take the time necessary. And I will tell you, my schedule is as busy as yours or anyone else's, but we take time. Once you identify, and everything I'm talking to you right now about is called an HLA, or high leverage activity. These are my high leverage activities. So creating video, critical. Video is permanent. It lasts forever. It takes you or whoever your best salesperson is or subject matter expert, and it gives them the ability to be anywhere, everywhere, in front of anyone, anytime, all the time. Big statement. But it has compounding results. Next is going to be blogging, creating blog content. Now, some of you may be sitting back and saying, well, I don't read blogs or I don't watch videos. The worst thing you can do for your marketing efforts is to make your decisions based on your personal preference. Because there are people in any audience. I can have 1,000 people in a room, and if I ask them, how do you buy? Or what would you rather see? Would you rather read a blog post or watch a video? Would you rather read a headline or would you rather read a full article? The room or the audience is totally divided. In every audience, from overseas to nationally, I've spoken almost every city or major city across the United States, and it is always divided, which means you have to meet people where they are, not where you want them to be. Okay, so videos next. The next thing that is, I said blog post, creating blog content that's valuable and useful, quality blog content. There's 2 different kinds or 3 different kinds of blog content, right? There's SEO content, which is strictly content that's written for Google's algorithms, and it's to be able to land your website in front of prospects. Just so simply they can land on it, there's a call to action, they can drive into the rest of your website, but it's written for Google. It's not necessarily written for a person. There is quality content, which can be written and should be written for Google, as well as, typically this takes a copywriter. So one may be a $30 investment, one may be a $300 investment to sit down with a copywriter, or to spend 3 hours of your time writing an amazing piece of content that's valuable, is going to be shared, used as a research guide, possibly backlinked to from other websites and so forth. That's the best thing you can do. And then the third piece of content is entertaining or social, and that's going to be something that's more viral, more social, something that people are going to engage with. May not be great for SEO, may not be good for sales, but it's going to bring more traffic, more eyeballs, more engagement, and so forth, which helps your overall SEO plan. Next thing we do, speaking events. Obviously, you guys know I'm a speaker, so standing on stage, we just got done with 3 speaking events. We have over 1,000 new leads and opportunities that came in from those particular events. Every one of those requires a consultation in our environment. We do a 1-hour consultation. If you have somebody that can speak, is a good speaker, or if you can become an incredible speaker, that's a very, very powerful way. Now, some things that I'm doing next year. So that was this year, changing my thinking and doing something different. Next year, we're looking at, we have a book that we're authoring that's going to be published and coming out next year. We're spending more time on our own search engine optimization and identifying a list. Now, I think we have 60 key phrases that we're up to for CI Web Group. And if you guys are not familiar with what we did with that, we literally took an old website, deleted it, and started from scratch and decided to redo our search engine rankings from beginning to end. Is that always wise? No. For us, we wanted to have complete clarity and a perfect structure with the new website. So we started with a handful of phrases and have been continuing to build. And now we have 6 and 7 resources working on search engine optimization on our own sites with a very, very aggressive SEO plan. So that's something that we're doing. Also, we're doing a mastermind. About 60%, I would say 50 to 60% of our total business now is now white label business. So for a growth standpoint, there's tons of web agencies, web designers, web developers, social media agencies, PR agencies, content agencies, and so forth, or ad agencies that are not able to offer the services that we do and the quality that we do. So someone that's maybe been selling their own home done websites for years, now they have a fulfillment center to be able to take care of that. So that's another thing that we're looking for. So in our business, we're not just looking at what are the things or what are the high leverage activities, and this is, each one of you needs to do this. You guys can write this down, MOLO or MOLO, more of, less of. If you make a list and you write down all of the things that you consider high leverage activities, things that have brought the most results, things that have positioned your business the best, brought you closer to your goals, that's going to be your more of column or your HLA category. So if you have a high leveraged activity, that should fall in the more of list on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you have LO, which is less of. Your less of category is anything that you've dibbled and dabbled in from an advertising standpoint, from a resources standpoint, from a time investment, from a financial investment that's not produced the results that you want, or has not brought you closer to your goals. If you don't have complete clarity, you won't be able to do this. So you have to have clarity and you have to have your goals set. But make that list, more of, less of. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Again, you can write these down. So we've talked a little bit about high leverage activities, doing the right things in the right order at the right time. More of, less of. Number 1, how clear is your vision for the next 12 months? Number 2, how well do your direct reports understand your plan? So how well can your employees be able to verbalize and commit to your plan? Number 3, how much do your direct reports own your plan? Number 4, how good are your processes and your tools for executing that plan? So if you have a plan to improve your digital marketing presence or increase your leads, but you have a website that's built like a Pinto, how well is that going to support your goals? So how good are your processes and tools for executing that plan? Number 5, how effective are you at accountability? Are you accountable? So if you start and commit to a project, are you accountable to that project? Are you able to say no to all the things that you should do less of so that you can concentrate on those high leverage activities? All right, you guys. So 12-step roadmap to accelerated results. We've concentrated on a lot of areas over the last year: strategy, content, websites, branding, mobile, video, social, SEO, email, CRM, local, PPC. You guys take a snapshot, grab your phones, take a picture of this slide real quick. These are the areas that I recommend that you really take a look at. What are you doing in each area, and what can you do to improve? Having a website is not enough. Even having a well-designed website is not enough. Every year, at a minimum every year. Hopefully you're doing this monthly. Next best would be quarterly. Annually would be barely, but hopefully you're evaluating where you are in each of these areas. And these are in the right order. So starting from the left, working your way down, and so forth. How well are you performing in each one of these areas, and where can you improve and start making those results? We literally, and I will tell you, I am going through this process with you. The first website I had for this business 10 years ago was a website that we built ourselves. It was absolutely atrocious, and we grew to almost, we were real close to $1 million company at that point with a website we built ourselves. So that's fair. However, if you want to start jumping over the next hurdle and getting to the next level, you're going to have to start looking at these things and figuring out what to do to improve them. Next, you guys, I want to talk about time. In your business, you have one thing you cannot get back, and that you must figure out how to leverage, and that is time. So the topic, the very first slide was how to leverage technology to convert time to cash. And I think that for everybody I can see on this call, and you new guests, my guess that is something that's critical to your overall goal is how do you leverage technology, and I hope this is, to convert time to cash. In your business, right now is the time to look at what are you doing that is manual, inefficient, or repetitive. Manual, inefficient, or repetitive. Versus what are the things that you are putting in place that allow you to duplicate yourself, replicate things that work, and automate anything that can be automated. So making a list, and you have, right now, when we're recording this video, we're in, I think, November. We're towards the end of November, so you really have November and December to get these things in order and plan for your January launch. Right now, make a list. Operationally, what do you do consistently on a regular basis that can be automated, duplicated, or replicated? For example, let me give you some examples. If you currently have a website that has a contact us form and it emails you a lead, and you don't have a central location for all of your leads and opportunities, I'm going to go back to the high leverage activities that I talked about a few minutes ago. The first one being, how do you stay in touch with and reach existing customers and past prospects? If you have everything sitting in an email, my guess is it's not getting into a database. If it is getting into a database, that is a very manual, inefficient, and repetitive process. So if you have 3 checks next to that, that needs to be something that you put on the ballot to be evaluated to see if that's a high leverage activity for you to attack this year. Another recommendation or another scenario would be if you have a document that you're sending out to a prospect on a regular basis and it's not accessible via the web, it should be. Get it uploaded into your media library, create a page that surrounds that document, and get that process automated, replicated, and duplicated. Next, if you are in sales and you are constantly answering the same question over and over and over again, that is a manual, inefficient, and repetitive process. I'll give you some examples. If you go to my website, recently we've created a few different blog posts. One of them was, how long does it take to build a website? I can't tell you how many times we get on a telephone call, and this is interesting for us because we used to have a blog post on our old website that answered that very question, how long does it take to build a website? And we used to answer it over and over and over again until we automated it, and then we deleted the page, and now we had to recreate it. So the great part is with our new website is we're actually having to do, again, what we've done in the past, but it's done better with more quality this time. So I'm not going to answer that question again. If somebody says, how long does it take to build a website, I'm going to send them a page or a blog post that specifically answers that question. So what's the process to get started with the website? We also have another page that was created, which is website project plan or website development project plan, I believe it is. So when somebody asks that question, I send them to a page. What am I creating more of? Time. Where can I allocate time? I am all about deciding what are the things that only I can do and what are the things anybody can do. All right. Yesterday, I had a conversation with, I want to say I did 6 consultations, 1 hour apiece, and these individuals were trying to prioritize what they were going to do next year. The unfortunate part is all 6 of them were spending money on pay-per-click advertising with the website that they owned, so their own website was not performing, not ranking for Google, not converting, not bringing in new leads. They were investing in pay-per-click advertising, which I don't know if well, I do know. I don't even have to tell you. I can stand in any audience and ask them how many of you click on the ads in the top, how many of you click on the ads in the right. I will get less than 1% of the room that raises their hand. If I ask them any further details, they're going to say, yeah, I click on it all the time because I charge my competitors $4, $4. So if you're taking valuable dollars and you're spending it on pay-per-click advertising, if you're spending it on newspaper advertising, magazine, door hangers, mailers, flyers, anything that you as a consumer do not respond to, there's a problem with that. So I'm going to go back. Let me go back here. These are in order. First, without clarity, you cannot execute. Without clarity, you cannot focus. Without focus, you cannot execute. If you do not execute based on that clarity, you will not succeed. Or it will be difficult, or it will be temporary. So first is strategy, getting a strategic coach. Next is content. Next, website, branding, video, mobile, and so forth. Notice we're way down here. If you have plenty of extra money to spend, you may be in a position to start advertising, which just simply increases your odds slightly, but you'll notice that the majority of the clicks are going to be on the organic listing. All right, enough of that. So you guys, so far what you're going to do is you're going to answer kind of your life questions. Secondly, you're going to answer the 5 questions. How clear is your vision for the next 12 months? How well do your direct reports understand your plan? How much do your direct reports own your plan? How good are you at processing, or how good are your processes and tools for executing that plan? How effective are you at accountability? Then you're going to do your more of, less of. So first, identify your high leverage activities. Back up. First, identify your high leverage activities that are going to get you closer to your plan. Second, create a list that's more of, less of. What are you going to invest more time and resources into? What are you going to do less of? What are you going to say no to more often? Next, part of your strategic planning should include evaluating time. What are the activities, processes that are manually inefficient and repetitive, and how do you leverage technology to duplicate them, replicate them, or automate them? So I just mentioned, and you guys hear me say this on a regular basis, my coach, Tony Jerry, is a coach to the top 500 CEOs in the world. By the way, I just got his new book in the mail. He sent me a signed copy and with a thank you note, and it's called Leverage, A Leader's Answers to Extraordinary Results. Tony is, he's got it down. I mean, he absolutely has it down. It's interesting. I asked Tony, I had a speaking event that I got asked to do, and I couldn't do it because I was speaking in Seattle, and this was it was the CMO Roundtable event, which is chief marketing officers from the top Fortune 100 and 500 companies in the world. Shot him over an email. I said, hey, would you like to do this speaking event? It's not paid, but they'll put you up in the hotel. It's a really nice downtown hotel. They'll pay for all your expenses, but it's not a paid gig. And Tony knows and has the ability. Tony knows what is a high leverage activity for him. So he's so smart, he will offer books for everyone in the event, but he also knows that he can get paid 1 hour or 2 hours a time to him is worth $50 to $1 million. So he's not going to trade that 1 hour in exchange for something he knows. He has complete clarity in what he can get. I have constantly evaluated my business and had to gain clarity in what's important to me, and gain clarity in what are the things I should say yes to, and what are the things I should absolutely say no to. I will tell you this statement, if you can really, really grasp this, having complete clarity, focusing on only those things that are going to drive you closer to what you want in life, in love, in business, financially, spiritually, emotionally, things, whatever it's related to, and you execute consistently, you are going to be absolutely amazed. Of course, you need to have other things. Project management tools such as evaluation techniques and stuff need to be part of that. Right now, you guys saw quotes that were scrolling, and one of those quotes said, you only know what you know, and you have no clue what you don't know. And that is a real challenge. Most of us walk around with what I call blind spots. And these blind spots prevent you from seeing past what you've already seen, if you can imagine that. These blind spots prevent you from seeing past what you've already seen. I have people in my life. So strategy, this is critical to me. I have training that I attend. I have coaches, and they are handpicked and the most brilliant coaches. I have strategic advisors, and I have data. And these are the things that guide me. What I don't have is an education in advertising, and I don't care to have an education in advertising because that would actually be worse. But what I do have, and what's critical to me, and you have to think about who in your life is playing these roles, and should they? Are they in the right place? Are they in the right bucket? Are they an index that you should follow? If you were to make a list of the top 10 people that you surround yourself with, and you were to evaluate their life in all of the different areas, so whether it was financial, spiritual, family, friendships, business, professional, and so forth, if you graded them on a 1 to 10 and you graded yourself, most likely the total is going to be very similar. So in my world, I am constantly looking for elevators up to the next flight, which means that I also have to be incredibly sharp, incredibly smart at knowing how to come to the table with more than an appetite. So for example, if I want Tony Jerry as a mentor, I better figure out what does Tony Jerry need that I can provide so that I can play that role, and vice versa. When you become incredible at choosing mentors, strategic advisors, and coaches, and when you become incredible at putting the right measurement systems in place, reporting systems in place, and being accountable towards your goals, you can start continuing to see major advancements in your life and your business. So setting your strategic goals, and I just covered here, and I will tell you, my plan does not look like this. It's a slideshow, so you've got 5 bullet points on it. My plan does not look like this. My strategic goals include more vacations. My strategic goals include more time with my family. My strategic goals include strategic partnerships, quality time with strategic partnerships. I don't spend time with very many people. You guys, in Dallas, there's hundreds and hundreds of social events, and everybody attends, and I'm not that one. I don't attend. Not because I don't want to, because I have specific goals, and I have specific set of hours that are assigned to these goals to be able, or to specific high leverage activities that are going to help me get to those goals. So I may not do those things. Will I do that in the future when I have more freedom? Yes. Right now, do I have more things that I've assigned my time to that I consider high leverage activities? Yes. So for the business, here's some general goals that I think every business should set some strategic priorities to. First, increase lead generation. Where are you generating your lead? And for me, mine says increased quality lead generation. I have a very specific type of client that I like to do business with, and I often turn people down simply because personality, is somebody aggressive? Are they a decision maker? Do they have realistic expectations based on their budget? Are they someone who wants to continually grow and reinvest and continue to improve the numbers? There's a lot of things that are important to us. Are they good strategic partners for our business? Do they work more like a partner relationship, or are they more like a vendor relationship? These are all things that are critical. So these are some high-level goals. However, you want to wrap complete clarity around each one of these so that you set your intentions. If you just say increase lead generation and you're not extremely specific about what that looks like, you may be going after the wrong thing. Like, I want more traffic to my website. Well, if you get 100 more pieces of traffic to your website and your leads shoot up through the roof, or you start investing in pay-per-click to generate leads and they're all price shoppers or low budget deals and so forth, that will actually pull you further away from your goal. It will pull you further away from your goal because you will be allocating time to the wrong prospects instead of spending time generating the right prospects for your business. If you want to increase your profit margins, then you need to have a higher quality client. My guess is a higher quality client probably comes with a higher level of intelligence, is probably not going to be a pay-per-click shopper. So there's a lot of things to consider. Next, increase customer referrals, increase upsells to existing customers, increase customer retention. Notice I have 3 goals that are specifically focused on existing customers. What are you doing to reach out to those customers, stay in touch with those customers, do more business with them, provide more value so that you can increase referrals from existing clients, upsales or new orders from existing clients? I will tell you, in my first 4 years of business, I missed the mark on this like no one else. Absolutely missed the mark on this. I had the wrong team in place. I had the wrong processes. We were constantly hunting for new business and not spending the time or taking care of our existing customers like we could to be able to grow our business from the inside out. Our entire model, our entire team has changed. And this is why I said, how well do your direct reports understand your plan, and how much do your direct reports own your plan? I know I have customers on the line today that would absolutely, I know if I unmute Blake Crenshaw, can you raise your hand or put a chat if you're available to talk? I don't know if you're driving or in the car. I just have a quick question for you if you're available. It is critical, and it is part of our strategic plan to make sure every person in our organization understands how critical our relationships are with our existing customers. So, Kathy Marshall's raising your hand. Blake, can I unmute you? Hang on. Blake, are you there? We scan files. Oh, he says he can only type. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to get you on the next one. So if you were to type one thing, do you see our team? Does it feel like, as a consumer, does it feel like our team has the same mentality, that our direct teammates in CI Web Group, do they understand this philosophy in regards to customers? I see. He wrote yes with 7 question marks, or exclamation points, not question marks. Thank you. All right, I'm going to put you back on mute even though I don't need to. All right, you guys. So that's Blake with WeScan Files. He's been with us during the good, bad, and the ugly. I think he was with us when we had the wrong team in place, and continued to be that partner that helped give us feedback and help us grow and change who we are. All right, let me flip back here. So websites, blogs, I'm going to fly through this because this is all the other training. Websites, blogs, they have a life cycle. What are you doing with the life cycle? Is your website 1-year-old, 2-year-old? Have you redesigned it? Are you making improvements to the visual appearance in it? How carefully are you looking at development, functionality, design, conversions, website's purpose, what it's intended to? Your clients are going to change. Your business model is going to change. Your products are going to change. Your philosophy is going to change. You've got to make sure that your largest visual representation of who you are, what you do, how you serve, how you think, what you believe properly represents that. That's why we start over with new content and everything. Okay, branding. What does it look like? Air Care Systems, love it. They just launched a new website, aircaresystems.inc.com. Absolutely beautiful website. Major branding change, but web, logo, social, video, print, signage. What does it look like? Does it look like you built it? You designed it? You had your kid do it? Or does it look like it's been professionally done? I promise you consumers are evaluating that. I threw in real quick my personal motto. I've been saying this, I don't even remember when I started saying this, but it's a pinup. It's on everything. I promise to protect and leverage my time, money, resources, relationships, and technology. This has worked for me. It may work for you. SEO. On-page SEO, off-page SEO. Are you relevant? Are you current? Are you trusted? Are you creating the content that's necessary in order to perform? What kind of positioning do you have? You'll notice our client, Folks Heating, is here. One of the things we're doing with our clients from an SEO standpoint, especially in the HVAC world, is we are working at trying to bump their competitors off of Google. And we're doing that by using our own site. So you'll notice Folks Heating, and then we have 2 additional pages on CI Web Group that are focused on Folks Heating. So we've got 4 positions on the front page of Google. You'll notice over here, Hovland, 1, 2, 3 positions over here, Hovland, 1, 2, 3, and there's 4 for this particular search. You guys, this is, you can always be more aggressive. So it may be the first goal may be getting to page 1 of Google. The second goal may be getting to position 1 at Google. Third goal may be to get 2 of your pages to rank on Google, which means more content. Third may be to get 3 pages to rank on Google. Fourth may be to get 5 pages ranked on Google. These are things we enjoy doing, so always feel free to strategize with us about how and what kind of resources it takes to do that. I will tell you from an SEO standpoint, search engine optimization is no joke. There is a tremendous amount of work. When we build a site and somebody invests in a social media plan, they have X number of dollars, which equals X number of resources and hours that are going towards their particular project. Is it enough? Always? Absolutely not. Right now, just for us to optimize, fully optimize all the categories, all the images, all the pages, all the posts, all the links, all the hrefs, all the interior links, everything just on page, on CI Web Group. Like I said, we've got over a half a dozen people working on this thing constantly because of the volume of content, volume of images, and the amount of work that needs to be done. So you got to think about, sometimes SEO companies have a setup fee, and that's because there's a lot of upfront work that needs to be done. But if you have a lower investment for your SEO, what you may need to do, or what may be a good idea, is to schedule a 5-hour or a 2-hour or a 3-hour strategy and work session with an SEO team or an SEO strategist that can sit with you and any resource you can bring to the table, and they can guide you. So Blake's done this. We have a power workshop. Blake's awesome. He brings lunch over. We schedule 2 hours. We pull up the WeScan Files website, and 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 of us will sit in a room, and we will all work on different elements and aspects of the website to get a whole bunch of things done at the same time instead of it taking months and months and months. So there's lots of things you can do. The biggest or most important is to ask really good questions so that you can get good answers. Show that you're aggressive. Show you want to do more, and we can give you ideas and so forth. All right, social media, where are you at? Are you touching social media? Are you the protector or are you the aggressor? So the number one thing is not participating, setting up a page and leaving it alone. Number 2 is being the protector. That means you got a whole bunch of followers, probably don't have a lot of relevance to your business, but at least it shows that you've been around and you have likes. So it's a perception thing. Do you have content that's being shared, commented? Do you have auto posting going on? Do you have fan building? Is your site professionally branded? This is the lowest kind of common denominator of social media marketing. Are you ready, or is it time to be the aggressors? Putting together an editorial campaign or calendar, getting your campaigns, list building, engaging with your existing customers, prospects, learning how to convert on social media, targeting specific markets or audiences. The aggressor, I'm guessing if you're not doing this, I'll give you an example. So the protector, you may be spending $200 or $400 a month, and these are basics. The aggressor, somebody that wants to build a business using social media, you're probably spending a minimum of $700 per social media account per month to have an editorial team, a content writing team, a design team, strategists that are working on you. So just kind of giving you the example, this is an area you may grow into. However, if your search engine rankings are not where you need them to be, I would not prioritize this first. Mobile app, what are you doing on the mobile side? Mobile app, do you have a mobile responsive website? If you have a mobile app, are you leveraging it? Are you sending push notifications out to your client? Even if it's a simple happy Thanksgiving, are you using text to market your business? Video, what are you doing with video? Like I said, if you're not set up with, if you're not on the content game, the SEO game, the social media game, you might want to wait on this. I love seeing Blake. Blake's on here, so I love seeing WeScan Files. He's really got into video lately. He's starting to break it up. He called one day and he said, I looked at your YouTube channels. Oh my gosh, it totally makes sense how you have everything broken up, and now he's producing videos one after another. Absolutely love it. Videos are also very powerful. Are using testimonials, training, how-tos, viral videos. We just created a happy birthday video. It's a viral video. If you want us to edit it and you to have something that spreads virally, and that you can use for just quick happy birthdays that get people to watch that maybe wouldn't pay attention to you any other way, that's an easy thing to do. We can modify that for your business. Local directories, local, we'll just go in, pay-per-click. I'm going to skip over these. All right, setting life goals. To have the ability to choose without restriction. People ask why I do what I do constantly, and I have one particular motive, and that is having the ability to choose without restriction. And that means to choose what I want to buy, what I want to do, who I want to be when I grow up, where I want to spend my time, who I want to spend my time with. That's why I do what I do. All right, you guys, so let me, this is, if you're not familiar with my father, this is Kevin Bagley, and our son, he's 16, this is Terrell Bagley. I love this picture. We're in, I think we were at the New York, we're on a roller coaster, and we come off, we look at this picture, I'm absolutely cracking up. It's a hysterical picture, and I looked at both of them, and I was like, you weren't scared? To my dad, and my dad was like, oh, absolutely, I was scared, beep, 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 beep. And he said, I just chose to smile when I saw the camera. And I was like, Terrell, what about you? And he was like, no, I was just scared. I didn't choose to smile. I probably could have chose to smile, but I didn't choose to smile. Maybe next time I'll write it, I'll choose to smile. But I love this. You have a couple ways to go through life. The great part is, you choose the attitude, you choose the demeanor, you choose the tone, you choose the thought patterns. You need to choose the ones that are beneficial to you. The thoughts, the mindsets, the thinking you had last year may not get you where you need to be next year. It boils down to change your thinking, change your results. You have a couple ways to go through life. Bottom line, take action and do it in the best possible manner. So let me go through. I've got a couple more things before I jump off of here. All right. Okay, so let's wrap up with having an open mind mentality for 2015. I've stressed the necessity to have the ability to change your thinking, change your results. The programs you have this year got you where you are this year. In order to be able to get different results next year, you're going to have to change the way you think. The problem is, if you don't know how you think is not being beneficial or what to think that's different, we're going to have an issue. Then we only know what we've been programmed and to know and do and think now. We are designed to mentally take the easiest path. We are programmed to mentally take the easiest path, which means historically, however you've been trained by your surroundings, other people, past experiences, and so forth, those have trained your brain to think a specific way subconsciously. So when you're faced with the same situation, you typically have the same reaction that you had year over year over year. However, that same reaction gets you the exact results you have today, right now, in your business and your life. In order for you to change your results, you have to change how you think, which means you have to be consciously aware of, or become consciously aware that most of how you think is driven from a subconscious place, somewhere where you don't think about how you think or why you think what you thought. So I'm going to get way out there right now. Let me not sound crazy. However, once you take a stab at understanding, I'm faced with this particular situation, my reaction is this, and stop. Why am I reacting this way? Probably because it's what my brain is trained to do. What would be a more positive thought pattern, or what would be a more positive thinking that is going to help get me somewhere else? So let's go back to how we're going to wrap up today's training. Is having an open-minded mentality will keep you consistently growing, learning, and expanding your thinking. These are people who stay a step ahead of competition and continue to increase their value as an individual and as a business. So let's go through and consider some tips to maximize this mentality. Number one, hire open-minded people. Surround yourself with others hire open-minded people. Surrounding yourself with others who think just like you right now is going to allow you to stay right where you are. However, if you become, so let me throw this out there. You can only attract that which you are, not that which you want. So if you want to attract people who are open-minded or who are aggressive, you need to change yourself first so that you can become attractive to those people. So you've got to become open-minded and aggressive to be able to attract others who are open-minded and aggressive. When you do, you will multiply the energy and create a magnetic synergy for getting faster results. Number two, reward open-mindedness. Reward open-mindedness. Oftentimes, people can be hesitant of stepping outside of the box for fear of being shut down or not taken seriously. Rewarding creativity, even when it is not implemented, will create a positive environment where new opportunities are born. So rewarding, the more energy you spend or invest in something, no matter what it is, the more of that you will get. And that goes good, bad, and indifferent. The more energy you spend on something that is negative, the more negativity you will get back. The more positive and rewarding actions you have towards something, the more of something positive, the more of that you will get back. So reward open-mindedness even if you don't implement it. Reward the creativity, reward the thought, and you'll get more of that. Number three, appreciate open-mindedness. People want to be appreciated and recognized. Give others credit publicly for new ideas, and it will continue to encourage that mentality. Give others give others credit publicly, and it will continue to encourage that mentality. So I'll give you an example, and this is strategic in nature. I have a handful of people, I want to say 12, that are my highest referral sources. These people are constantly connecting me with incredible speaking events, incredible referrals for new customers, incredible strategic partnerships. They know me. They took the time to know exactly what I love, what is in alignment with my strategic plan, and they focus on providing those things. I made a public announcement on my Facebook the other day, and I'm not a Facebook, well, I'll just leave that alone. I made a public announcement on my Facebook, and I say I want to give thanks to my top strategic partners, and I listed each one of them and hyperlinked to them. By encouraging them, rewarding them, and showing appreciation for the things that you love, you can gain more of that. Blake Crenshaw with We Scan Files, I'm telling you, is the epitome of this. And Kathy Marshall. I will say out of every person I know in my life, Blake Crenshaw and Kathy Marshall are the two people that are the most positive, encouraging, motivating people on the planet. It's in their blood to show appreciation for what they want to see. You have two people given the exact same situation. So Google pops up a new algorithm. The algorithm drops ranks on 60 websites in one day, literally in one day, from page 1 to page 3. You have the exact same situation exactly at the same time. One business calls in, what the hell is going on with my ranks? I saw my ranks freaking drop, and they're pissed. Pissed. What have you guys been doing? You guys haven't been working for the last whatever. They're pissed, right? And then you have Blake Crenshaw. Same situation occurs to him. Blake calls in. Whoa, dude, saw a big drop in those rankings. Must be a big algorithm change. Cool, so what are we going to do to get it back up, and how long do you think it'll take? What can I do to help? Do you think we need to order some more content? Do you think we need to? I'm telling you, instantly, same situation, which is going to happen. We can't change that. It is going to happen. Two different results. How do you think our team responded to Blake Crenshaw, who's like, oh, I know you guys are going crazy right now trying to deal with the big Google algorithm post. He took the time and energy to go check and see that we had posted an update about the algorithm change. How do you think emotionally the team responded to Blake's way of handling that situation? And how do you think the team or people emotionally responded to the other way of approaching it? So I'm just saying that think about what you do and how you do it, how you say it, your tone, your attitude, and try and put yourself in a position to get the best results for you. And this is not about other people. I'm not saying you need to protect other people's feelings and all of that. What I'm saying is there is a way you can handle things that is going to give you specifically the best results. I will tell you, anyone on my team, if Kathy Marshall or Blake Crenshaw ask anyone on our team to do something for them, they will do it for them, not charge them for it, and take a tail whipping from me later before they would ever question doing anything that they asked for. So when you're thinking about this for yourself, do and have the attitude and the thoughts that are most positively going to help you get what you want in life and in your business. And sometimes that means helping other people get what they want. Okay, last one, you guys. So I had hire open-minded people, surround yourself by them, become one. Reward open-mindedness, appreciate open-mindedness, and then last one, ask others for help. You might be really surprised how much more productive, powerful, and how much faster you can accomplish results if you are open-minded enough to ask. If you're open-minded enough to ask. This was difficult for me. I've always been a quick self-study, and it has taken a long time for me to learn to ask, partially because I didn't want to be a bother. However, learn to ask. Step out and ask that question, especially to the right person. Obviously, you want to ask the strategic coaches. You want to ask somebody, if they're where you want to be, then ask them. If they're not where you want to be in their own business. I had a gentleman I talked to yesterday. I'll leave it on this note. I had a gentleman I talked to yesterday who said he hired an SEO guy to build his business, to do his SEO. It was one person. He worked from home. It was like a garage SEO guy. Not saying they're not good. However, when he asked the SEO guy, about his own business, he said, well, I'm a one-person shop and so forth. I just haven't really grown to the point. I've got 100 clients, but I haven't really grown to the point where I can build a company or build a team. So if you're interested in building a company or building a team or building your business to the next level, make sure you're choosing mentors, strategic advisors, and coaches, and you're asking those questions to someone who's already been where you want to be, and only then will you be able to see further. So get extreme clarity on what you want, and detail out a stakeholder winning program, or detail out your plan of action for 2014. Hopefully some of the things that I have spoke about today can help you in establishing your personal and professional goals. Remember to make sure they're in alignment with each other. One doesn't take away from the other. Otherwise, you will have tons of money and a great business and be lonely and divorced, or have a great marriage and you'll be absolutely broken and famine. So make sure that they don't take away from each other. With that, you guys, again, you've got a couple ways to go through life. Smile, make it happen. Let's make 2015 an absolutely killer year. Let's use the last 30 days to wrap up 2014. With that, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video or attend with us live today. I know that your time is valuable, and the fact that you spend it with me here today means a lot. I appreciate you. Please shoot me a note on Facebook. Let me know what you thought. Feel free to invite guests. Everyone can attend for free, and the video will be posted in the next couple days in case you need to go back and reference any notes. I love you, and we will talk to you soon. Happy Thanksgiving. I know I'm dating this video, but so be it. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Have a great week.